everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Paige Flam, for those of you who don't know me, and I am a blogger over at thehappyflamily.com. Many of you guys know that my family and I recently started doing the Clean Simple Eats Winter 2018 Family Menu Plan. And one of my goals for 2018 was I didn't care about losing weight, I didn't care about like fitness goals really. I mean, I do have some running plans that I'm obviously striving for and everything, but my main goal that I really wanted to do was to eat more whole foods. And when I saw this menu plan, I heard about it last Friday night. I think I bought the menu plan Friday night, and then I started the meals on Saturday. So my goal for doing the menu plan was simply to just be eating more whole foods and less of the junk and crap that we were eating. Our kids eat really healthy. They really do. They eat like all their fruits and vegetables without complaint. They eat pretty much anything that my husband and I make for the most part. They just eat very, very healthy. But my husband and I, we just kind of eat a ton of junk food. Like when our kids go to bed, we pig out on like Doritos and chocolate and cookies and all this stuff. And I just felt like I had so much junk in my body and I just really wanted to clean it up. And so that was my main goal for doing the Clean Simple Eats meal plan. There have been other benefits as well, which I will talk about in this video. But a lot of you guys had said that you had heard about Clean Simple Eats months ago and you were kind of interested in it, but you hadn't pulled the plunge to buy the menu plan yet. And so you asked me questions, and if I'm looking down during this video, it's because I'm searching through my DMs on Instagram and in my comments to get all your questions answered. And my laptop, I have some notes on here as well. So if I'm looking down, that's why. And I'm just gonna kind of go through some of the questions that you guys asked, and then at the end of the video, I'll go back and I'll just kind of talk about some things that I think other people might have questions about as well. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The first question that I got was, how long does it take to cook the meals? And in the menu plan, it gives you a complete outline of breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks of what you should be eating for every meal each day. And then it gives you 2 days of the week, Sunday and Wednesdays. It says this is the food that you should prep ahead of time on Sundays. This is the food that you should prep ahead of time on Wednesday, so that when you go to make your meals, it's a lot faster. I didn't do any of the prep work the first week, which I'm kind of a little mad at myself that I didn't. But without doing any of the prep work, it still took me less than an hour to make dinner every night. I didn't time it perfectly, but I do know every single night dinner was on the table in less than an hour from start to finish. So not really that bad. I will say that I feel like I was using a lot more dishes because I didn't do the prep work. So I would have like a sheet pan in the oven and then a pot of boiling water and then something else frying in a pan, and our sink has just kind of been very full with a lot of dishes. As far as like cooking skills and stuff, and it's not very hard to cook the meals. They're really straightforward and not too complicated and don't take very long to make. So the next question that I got are the meals good? And we have not had one dud yet, which I am like very shocked about. When I was buying the groceries, I was like, 10 cups of spinach, whole wheat pasta, there's no way any of this is gonna taste good. We literally have not had one dud. What has this done to your grocery budget? So I mentioned this in my Insta stories and in my grocery haul video that I filmed last week, but our grocery budget did go up. So my rule of thumb for grocery budget is that there are 4 people in my family: my husband, me, Kyle, and Kinsley. There's 4 people, so our grocery budget should be $400. I divide that out over the week and I have $100 a week to spend. So I try to stick to that $100 a week rule. And when I went grocery shopping to get everything I needed for the week, I did spend $130. There were a lot of ingredients that I just didn't have that were like staple things. Like I had to buy like 3 different kinds of vinegar and some spices and like all these little pantry items I just hadn't had. I do know that next week should not be as expensive because I did look at week 2 of the menu plan, and a lot of the ingredients that were left over from this week are actually being used up in the next week. So I'm going to have leftover Greek yogurt and that's going to go to the next week. I had a whole lot of turkey bacon left over and that's going to get used up next week. So I was really impressed looking at week 2 how the things really did carry over, and I won't have to buy nearly as much next week. So I am anticipating that next week I will be back in my normal $100 a week grocery budget. Someone did ask if I am planning on sharing any of her meals, and I am not, and my reason for that is because you did have to pay for this menu plan, and I feel like if I go and share with you guys these recipes that she worked hard on and that is part of her business that she uses to make money for her family, if I give you guys those recipes, I'm taking away business and things from her, and I'm pretty sure there's like copyright and legal issues of why I cannot share her recipes. So for those reasons, I will not be sharing her recipes, but I will take pictures of the food and let you know which recipe it is, so that if you do buy her menu plan, you can be like, oh, I saw Paige did that recipe and that looked real good. So that is my plan for as far as recipe sharing and things like that. Another person asked, how has this been going for my kids and have I been making more meals for them? So this has kind of been how we've been doing everything. I make breakfast for myself. My kids eat their normal breakfasts. And then when they're at school in the morning, I come home afterwards and I eat my own breakfast. This week it's just been oatmeal, so I just microwave some oatmeal, throw some almond butter and some berries in it, a drizzle of honey, and I'm good to go, and I eat the oatmeal. My kids for breakfast typically usually eat just like a frozen waffle and applesauce and some like protein kids milk drink, chocolate milk drink. That's what they usually have for breakfast. It's really easy. I can make it in like 2 minutes, give it to them, they eat, they go. And then I come home, I make my breakfast. Lunch, how it's set up on the meal plan is that your lunch is always whatever dinner was the night before. So whatever you make for dinner the night before is what you're gonna have for lunch the next day. So I just eat the leftovers for lunch, and then my kids eat what they usually eat for lunch, which is usually either macaroni and cheese, peanut butter and jam, chicken nuggets, cheese quesadilla with like fruit and a snack of some sort. So that's what my kids eat for lunch, and then I eat the leftovers from the night before. And then every night for dinner, my kids have been really, really awesome at just eating the meals that I make, and they know that mom is not going to give them food if they don't eat dinner, so they eat dinner or they wait until breakfast the next morning. If they eat their dinner, they know that they usually get a snack afterwards of some sort that they really like. So that's kind of how we deal with picky eating, but I am going to look over the menu plan real quick because there are a few adaptations that I did make for the kids to make some meals more friendly for them. So the first night's meal was pasta e fagioli. That was a really basic meal. It was pasta, beans, meat, and some veggies. They loved that and they ate it up with no problem. The next night was rotisserie chicken tacos. My kids didn't want all the toppings, so they just kind of had like chicken, cheese, and then like a taco, and that was it. My husband and I did have like guacamole and salsa and a cashew sour cream on top of them. But for the most part, my kids ate the chicken tacos as they were, and then we all had mandarin oranges on the side, which was part of the menu plan that I told you to do. The next night was barbecue chicken chopped salad, and my kids, they just kind of have texture aversion to like eating a salad, like the lettuce in their throat, they gag, they can't handle it. So instead of giving them a barbecue chicken salad, I gave them some barbecue chicken, and then corn and black beans were part of the toppings for the salad. So I gave them chicken with a little side of corn and a little side of black beans, and that's what they ate for dinner. And then my husband and I just piled all the toppings onto our salad and ate it like normal. The next night was aloha chicken kebabs, and instead of doing kebabs, I just kind of did it all on a sheet pan, and so I just threw the chicken, peppers, and onions on a sheet pan with salt and pepper and olive oil, and then like the sauce that it said to put on the kebabs, I just poured over the food before it went in the oven, and then I just baked it, and then I scooped it out onto everyone's plates, and then that was also made with the rice. So it was just basically chicken and vegetables and rice, which is a typical meal that my kids are really used to eating anyway. And then the next night was cheesy broccoli and bacon penne. That meal was freaking amazing. I was very skeptical because it was whole wheat pasta, and then the sauce that you put on the pasta was made out of unsweetened almond milk and these like Laughing Cow cheese wedges. I was like, this is gonna taste like poo. I cannot feed this to my family. I'm gonna like be in the doghouse for making an awful dinner. It was literally one of the best things I've ever made in my life. My kids ate it. Actually, to preface it, Kinsley only ate her broccoli and Kyle ate his entire plate. So yeah, so basically going through the week menu plan, my kids did really, really great with eating whatever it is that I was making, and they were fine with everything. All right, and then another thing I wanted to touch on, which I kind of already touched on in the kids' comment, was about adapting the recipes. And because my goal for this is not to be a chiseled bodybuilder, skinny, mini person, I mean, I know I am kind of thin, but that wasn't my goal for this. So I have adapted the recipes as needed. So like the oatmeal in the morning, it said to mix in a bunch of Greek yogurt and protein powder, and I don't like protein powder, so the recipes that call for protein powder, I've just been skipping it, and they've tasted fine. The Greek yogurt and the oatmeal, I tried it the first day and I did not like the texture, so I just omitted the Greek yogurt from the rest of my mornings, and I've just been eating the oatmeal, almond butter, and berries that the recipe calls for, and it's been great. So, and it's things like that that I've just taken the liberty to adapt things like that as needed, like the kebabs. I didn't do the kebabs. For the barbecue chicken chopped salad, it said to add black beans in there, but I knew my family was not gonna like just like plain black beans, so I just kind of made them up with tomato juice and seasoning like I normally do, and then I put them in there. So I did make adaptations to things that like I knew my family would prefer it another way, and it wasn't too much extra work to do it a different way, so I just did it like that. And I think it's things like that where you just take a recipe and just adapt it to your family's preferences, and I think you'll be fine. And then I do know that people are gonna ask about weight loss, and I actually have lost, let me do some math. As of this morning, I have lost 2.8 pounds. So I started at 122.6 on Saturday when I started the meal plan, and then as of right now, I'm 119.8. I would say like, oh, it's just water weight, blah, 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 blah. But I know that I've been eating a lot healthier and that I've been eating significantly less junk food. And even though I haven't even really ran that much this week, like I do think that that is actually like progressive weight loss. I don't think it's just like water weight and stuff. And that isn't one of my main goals, but I have put on, like I could tell from like the holidays and stuff, I have put on like a few extra pounds, and I have felt kind of just like bloated and gross, and my clothes haven't been fitting as great as it could. So it's nice to kind of like, I'm usually in a bubble of like 115 to 120. So if I stay in that range, my clothes usually feel fine. I usually feel good. It's just like when I have those like few extra pounds on me and I just feel bloated and gross, that I don't really like it. But so that has been a bonus. I have lost a couple pounds. I will say though that I have not been following the meal plan to a T. I do eat the breakfast, lunches, and dinners, but I don't eat the 2 snacks during the day. I'm just not a big snack person. So instead I just like don't eat those snacks during the day, and I do have like, if I'm making dinner and I want a soda, then sure, I'm gonna have a Mountain Dew. If I haven't had a soda with dinner and I want a bowl of cereal after I put the kids to bed, I'm gonna eat a bowl of cereal. So I have kind of like cheated, I guess, in those ways where I have had soda, but like I usually allow myself like one thing a day. So if I don't have soda, I'll have a bowl of cereal. If I have a bowl of cereal, I won't have soda. So kind of a trade-off. So someone asked if this has like various diet options like vegan, gluten-free and stuff, and it doesn't, and I don't really know how hard or difficult it would be to make something gluten-free or otherwise, but it's a very like everyday basic eating menu plan. There's meat, there's dairy, there's gluten, there's all of it in here. So if you are one of those things, if you are vegan or dairy-free or gluten-free or something, I don't know what to tell you because I don't really know how hard or difficult it would be to adapt the recipes to that. Someone asked if there's meat in every meal, and I'll look at the menu plan right now. Meat. There is meat in all the dinners and there's meat in all the lunches, but the breakfast there is not meat. So, at least for week 1. How many people do these recipes feed is a question that I got, and every single one of the dinners says that it feeds 4 people. Or makes 4 servings. And the idea is that like, I think the idea for the menu plan is that like Derek and I would eat 2 servings at dinner, and then we would use the 2 servings for our lunches for the next day. But Derek eats his lunch at work. He's not into this whole menu plan thing like I am. He'll eat the dinners because it's what I make for dinner, but he'll eat his own regular lunches that he buys at work because that's what he likes to do. So I will say that it is enough to feed Derek and I dinner and the 2 kids dinner. And then I have enough for leftovers every single day. Our kids are 3 and 5. They're not huge eaters, and Derek and I aren't huge eaters either. We just kind of eat until we're full. And we've had a lot of people tell us when we come over for dinner that we don't eat a lot of food, but we just eat until we're full, and we just kind of go by feel. And that's all I really got to say about that. But yeah, enough food for Derek and I and the 2 kids to eat, and then for me to have leftovers. So if you have older kids, I would think that maybe you'd want to double the recipes. But right now with our 2 small kids and us, it's enough. Someone asked me how much does the meal plan cost. I will leave the link to the menu plan in the description bar of this video. When I purchased it, it was $35 because there was a 15% off promo code. I believe at this point that the promo code has ended, so maybe keep your eye out for another one. I don't know if she will do one for the rest of the winter, but yeah, I think it's originally like $50 or something. Next question was, do you print out the menus and grocery lists and everything? There is an option on her website where she can mail you a hard copy of the PDF book, and then you can actually just but there's an option to just do the digital version. I only bought the digital version, and I really liked that because I can just kind of go in and like search for the recipes on my computer a lot faster than I could thumbing through a book. Some nights, just depending on the night and mostly depending on how charged my laptop is at the time, some nights I will just print off the recipe and just use that in the kitchen really fast. Other nights I'll cook off of my laptop, but when I do go to the grocery store, I do print off the grocery list so I have that with me and I can just cross things off the list as I go. Alright, so I think that pretty well answers all the questions that you guys had about the Clean Simple Eats menu plan. I will keep you guys updated with my progress and how everything is going as the weeks progress. Keep your eye out on my channel for next week's grocery haul video where I show you what week 2's groceries looked like. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If there are more fitness or health related videos that you guys would like to see, leave any and all suggestions in the comments below. and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!